Hello and welcome to Worthington University. My name is Joel, and today what we're going to do is do a little bit of an out-of-the-box experience with the new Russound landscape speakers. Now, what landscape speakers basically are speakers that'll blend into your landscape a little bit for your patios and your pool areas and things like that, where you want to basically transform any outdoor living space into a little bit more of an inviting area. Obviously music is definitely most enjoyed outdoors, especially on a fine sunny day, and what better way than to put basically camouflage speakers into your environment. Now, there are definitely certain ways to set up those kind of systems. We want to space the speakers out correctly, and we want to make sure that we have our subwoofer spaced and put in the right spot so that we get the proper audio that we're looking for. So with every package here, we do have a little graphic here that I'll put up on the screen right here. And basically, it gives you a little bit of an idea of how they wanted you to lay it out. But obviously, ultimately, it's up to you. As long as we get it all installed and spaced out correctly, then we're looking pretty good. Now the next thing I want to talk about is the speakers. As you can see, I have them pictured here in front of me. But basically, these are really, really rugged in texture. I was actually ensured that they were actually tested with a weed whacker, and not a mark was left on them. But basically, these are so durable. Even once you start feeling them, you'll actually know that they're really rugged, almost like a powder coated texture to it. Nothing's going to destroy these. Now, one thing I do want to mention here is the back of the speakers here. This is what makes these really, really unique. They do have the option for 70 volt, and they also have the option for 8 ohm as well. So you can kind of, set it up to any system that you want. So as I said, there's different options for the tap settings. We can do 2 watt for 120 speakers, 4 watt, etc. for 8, 16, and as you can see here, obviously it's going to change with the little dial there. You don't need a screwdriver, which is a pretty big deal. That can be done by hand, which is really, really nice in case you need to switch things around and that kind of thing. Now I'm going to move on to the subwoofer, and what I wanted to show you this is because they're very intuitive with their packaging. And when I say that, first in the box here, I'm going to pull out. In this box, we have all the fittings and the mushroom top, as well as the pipe clamps and whatnot. That's the boring part, of course, so I'm going to put that aside for now. And what Russound did was, I believe in every package that's coming out here, what they did was tie a rope around the subwoofer itself to make it a little bit easier to pull it out of the box here. So as you can see, kind of did it, could have done it with one hand, of course, but for safety's sake, I did it with both. And as you can see here, this thing is huge. And I can imagine that it's going to make a crazy sound once we get it hooked up. Obviously we're not going to have a live demo today here, but this is the only outdoor subwoofer that is 10 inch. Most of those are 6 and 8 inch. This is the biggest one that we got around. And we're really happy that we're bringing this on. It's going to definitely add a little bit more to our arsenal, of course. And then, as you can see, on the back side of it, we have the dip settings as well for 70 volt and for 8 ohm as well. So what's pretty cool about the subwoofer itself is once you get this piece buried, and the mushroom top basically just sits in the yard wherever you want. At the minimum of 6 inches, between 6 and 8 inches is how far it's going to come out. But you can paint it, and you can kind of put it wherever you want within the landscape. It kind of blends in, and if anything, it looks a little bit nice. Kind of like you just put a little gnome next to it, and you're good to go. It looks like a little little lawn ornament. Now, we always want to make sure that the ground is free from any obstructions or any underground utilities. We do have an 800 number there, but it's basically the dig hotline. Give that a call before you start digging. I've definitely come dangerously close to some water lines and power lines, and definitely don't want to ever do that again. So definitely save that number on your phone. It's definitely a very helpful option for when you're looking for some areas to dig in. Now, to finish the subwoofer installation, what we want to do is make sure, of course, that the wires are connected properly. You're going to want to lower the subwoofer into the hole itself, and then we're going to place about 1 to 2 inches of pea gravel in there. That's basically just going to be able to filter off the water and drain a little bit better. And then, obviously, at that point, then we're going to start, backfilling the hole. We're going to want to kind of tamp that and push that down a little bit, you know, as you're filling in the hole, so it stays pretty nice and tight. You want to make sure that the subwoofer is not rolling around in there while you're doing that, and of course that your wire clamps are tight and that kind of thing. And then once you get done, like I mentioned, you're going to have about 6 to 8 inches above the ground level for the mushroom top, and that will be basically the finished installation. You're going to wire everything up, you know, back at the home end, and make sure that everything's good to go. But that's pretty much it. As you can see from this graphic, again, 6 to 8 inches above the top, and you got the pea gravel on the bottom and whatnot, and then of course the backfill dirt that's you know, taking up the rest of that hole there. That's pretty much all we got out of the box here, but we're very excited to see this stuff up and running here. Probably see that in a video shortly here, but yeah, this stuff's available today here, so give us a call back at 800-282-8864, or you can email sales@workthis.com, and thank you for tuning in.